Okay, you are live and being seen.
Okay. All right. Well, happy Monday, right? Happy Monday. I'm Megan, and we are going to do a yoga flow. And tonight, I thought we could focus on love. It's been kind of a heavy week, and I don't pretend to know what anybody is going through because everybody's story is different and got a lot going on. And one of my teachers said something that I thought was really, really good. And she said that yoga is about relationships and it's about integration. Yoga actually, it means union. It means, to yoke. But yoga is union. And we can't turn our backs on the suffering of other people. Otherwise, we're responsible for that suffering. And creating that divide, creating that suffering is the opposite of what yoga is about. So we're going to focus on love. I'm going to stretch out a little bit, move a little bit. I hope everybody's doing okay. And that's where I'm at today. So let's do it. Let's start lying down. If you want a couple of blocks, remember as always, you can have a couple of blocks or big books with you. If you don't have a mat, I recommend grabbing something that you put underneath your knees. And other than that, let's get started. Let's lie down and just kind of splat today. So arms out wide, feet out wide if that feels good. Give yourself a moment and allow yourself to start to sink down. Notice how you're feeling. Notice your breath. Noticing your inhale and your exhale. Notice your body. Is there any area of your body that might feel tight or tense? Or is there a part of your body that feels really good? Notice that. Notice where your mind is at. And before we begin moving, I want you to think about an intention for your practice today. Noticing where your heart is at. And if you're looking for some inspiration, if you've already got yours, just ignore it. And holding that in your heart as we move through our practice today. Sometimes when we dedicate our practice, it almost takes it to the next level, because we can dedicate it to ourselves, and that's just as good, taking it to the next level, but it's giving it a higher meaning. So when we have that intention, when we have that dedication, it gives our practice a higher meaning. So just holding your intention in your heart. And when you feel ready, slowly bring your knees up into your chest. Hug your knees in, rock and roll around a little bit. Massage out your lower back. And then coming back to center, take your arms out into a T and drop your knees over to the left, coming into a twist. Let your right shoulder melt down. Give yourself just a moment here, opening up to the upper back. And then on your inhale, bring your knees back to center. And exhale, drop your knees over to the right, or the opposite way that you just went. Let your left shoulder melt down. A couple of breaths here. Inhale, bring your knees back to center. And then you're going to either start to rock and roll your way all the way up, or use your hands, roll over on one side, use your hands to come up, and let's come onto hands and knees. So take your time here. Hands are going to come underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. And before we cat-cow, give yourself a moment here. Let's on your inhale, take your right arm up towards the sky. So you're going to open it up. And then exhale, spread your right arm underneath your left. Come down to or towards your right shoulder. Into a little twist. So see if you can relax your neck here. Let your head just, be where it is. Don't force anything so you're not straining your neck. And then if you want to move your left hand, you can. You can reach it up towards the top of your mat. You can wrap it around behind you. Do what you need to do so you feel like you're opening up into the twist. Do what feels best. And then on your exhale, bring your left hand back underneath your shoulder. Inhale. You're going to take your right arm back up towards the sky, so you're opening all the way back up. And then exhale, right hand comes down, squaring everything off. Do the other side. So inhale, left arm's going to reach up. So start by opening up. Give yourself a breath here. And then exhale, spread your left arm underneath your right. Coming down towards your left shoulder. Taking a breath here. Long, deep breath. Again, you can keep your right hand where it's at, or if you want to move it up towards the top of your mat, if you want to wrap it around behind you, do what you need to do. And then on your next inhale, bring your right hand back underneath your shoulder. Press into your right hand, open your left arm back up. Make some space here. And then exhale, left hand comes back down. Squaring everything off. Now let's cat cow. So you're going to inhale, arch your spine and look up. Exhale, round and drop your head. Keep going. Inhaling, arching your spine, looking up. Exhaling, round and dropping your head. Keep going. Follow your breath. Notice how you're feeling. Notice the flow of your breath. And then on your next exhale, let's either tuck our toes, press yourself back downward facing dog, or you can move it into child's pose. Remember, both options are good. Do what feels good. So child's pose is taking your hips back towards your heels, dropping the head. Noticing your breath. Noticing how you feel. Trying to stay with that long, deep breath. And then when you feel ready, slowly just walk your feet all the way up to meet your hands. Come into your forward fold at the top of your mat. Dangle here for a breath. See if you can really let go of your head. If you want to move around a little bit, sway it out. Or shake out your head yes and no. And then when you feel ready, little bend in the knees on your next inhale, you're going to slowly roll yourself all the way up. And then inhale, reach your arms up overhead, open up. Take your time here. And exhale, bring your hands into your heart. Long, deep breaths. Remembering that intention that you set. Holding that in your heart as we move. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, dive forward, forward fold. So just moving with your breath. Inhale, extend your spine, flat back, lengthen. Exhale, fold. On your inhale, step your left foot back. Good. And then pause here. Get long in your spine. Fingertips are going to stay on the floor. We're not going up. Just take a breath here. Lengthen your spine. Notice how you feel. And then on your exhale, bring your left knee to the floor. Again, lengthen your spine. Keep your fingertips on the floor. Couple breaths here, saying hello to your hips. On your next inhale, you're going to keep your left hand out, open your right arm up and twist. If you want to tuck your left toes under and extend that left knee off the floor, you can. It feels good to keep it down for this first round. Do that. Take another breath. And then exhale, bring your right hand down to the floor. Step your right foot back. We're going to come back into a plank or a kneeling plank. On your exhale, lower down. Inhale, any size cobra you want to be. Inhale, rolling up into a cobra. You're going to stay here for an extra breath or two. Take your shoulders away from your ears. Take your heart forward, opening up. Notice your breath. Notice how it feels to pause in a cobra. We usually kind of flow through it. Give yourself one more long deep breath. And then exhale, press yourself back downward facing dog. Or child's pose. Do what feels best. Remember, this practice is about feeling good in your body. And so if you do something that feels bad, or if your body starts screaming at you, modify so it feels good for you. But on your next inhale, when you feel ready, you're going to step your left foot forward. Pause and get long in your spine here. And then exhale, step your right foot forward and fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into your feet. Come all the way up. Reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, hands come to heart. Finding that deep inhale here. And deep exhale. One more time. Inhale, arms reach up. Same thing, other side. Exhale, dive forward, forward fold. Just moving with your breath. Inhale, extend your spine. Exhale, full clench your hands, and on your inhale, step your right foot back. Right foot back this side. Okay, so we're going to pause here just for a couple breaths. Stay on your fingertips. Remember, if you've got your blocks or your big books, you can bring your hands to those too. Sometimes it's nice to bring the floor up to you. Do what feels good. Lengthen your spine. And then on your exhale, bring your right knee down to the floor. Again, you're going to pause here just for a couple breaths. Lengthen your spine. Notice how this feels. Notice how it feels to pause. And then on your next inhale, you're going to keep your right hand down. Open your left arm up and twist. Again, if you want to tuck those right toes under and extend that knee off the floor, you can. But remember, that's just an option. If you want to keep it down, keep it down. Feel the twist. Feel that opening in your heart. Feel your breath. And then on your exhale, left hand comes down. Left foot's going to step back. Again, we're going to come back into our plank or our kneeling plank. Exhale, lower all the way down to the floor. Inhaling into your cobra. Again, any size, we're going to hold it for a couple breaths though. So get to a position where you feel like you can hold it. Take your shoulders back away from your ears. Feel your shoulder blades coming together and down your back, and feel your heart reaching forward. It's like it's reaching away from your toes. Take another breath. And then one more breath. And then exhale, downward facing dog or child's pose. Breathe. On your next inhale, take your time. You're going to slowly step your right foot forward. Between your hands, get long in your spine. Exhale, step your left foot forward and fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine here. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into your feet. Come all the way up. Reach your arms up overhead. Open up. Exhale, hands come to heart. Again, noticing how you feel. Noticing what comes up in your body as you move. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, dive forward, forward fold. So again, just moving with your breath. Inhale, extend your spine, flat back, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands. Let's step it right back into a plank or a kneeling plank. On your exhale, lower down. Inhale, just one breath into your cobra. Or if you like up dog, go into your up dog. Open up your heart. Exhale, press it back, downward facing dog or child's pose. Just a couple of breaths. And on your next inhale, let's slowly step your right foot forward between your hands. You're going to anchor down your back heel and come all the way up, warrior one. Here we are, going right into it today. Right hip slides back, left hip slides forward. Breathe here, lengthen your spine. Noticing what it is that you feel in your body. Where do you feel it? If you feel any tension, if you feel any tightness, send your breath there. Each exhale, see if you can allow it to dissolve, even just a little tiny bit. And then on your inhale, you're going to straighten your front leg. Bring your hands to your hips, parallel your feet. So turn your feet towards the left side of your mat. Inhale, heart opens up. Exhale, hinge forward and fold. Hands can come down to the floor or to the blocks. They can just hang here. Drop your head. Notice how you feel here. A couple of breaths. And then on your inhale, come about halfway up. Flat back. Walk your hands around to your right foot so you come back into your lunge. Stay on the ball of your back foot. We're going to come all the way up. High lunge. It's like warrior one, except your heel is off the floor. Take a breath here. Tailbone comes down, low belly lift. Inhale. Notice your heart. Notice how you're feeling. Exhale, hands come down. Keep your left hand down on the floor. We're going to open your right arm up and twist. Second time, notice how it feels. Exhale, bring your right hand down. Step your left foot forward and fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into your feet. Come all the way up. Reach your arms up overhead. Open up. Exhale, hands come to heart. But just moving with your breath. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, dive forward, forward, fold. So if I'm moving too fast or too slow for you, please modify so it works for your body. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands again. Step yourself back. We're going to come back into a plank or a kneeling plank with your knees on the floor. Exhale, lowers you down. Inhale into your cobra. Roll your shoulders back. Open up your heart. And exhale, press it back downward facing dog or child's pose. Couple of breaths. And then on your next inhale, take your time. You're going to slowly step your left foot forward between your hands. Anchor down your back heel and come all the way up. Warrior one. Arms reach up. Find your feet. Notice how you feel in warrior one. You're squaring your hips off towards the front of the mat. That left hip slides back. Right hip slides forward. Bending your left knee right on top of your ankle. Take a long deep breath here. And then on your inhale, you're going to straighten your front leg. You're going to parallel your feet. Again, bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, heart opens up towards the sky. And then exhale, hinge forward from your hips, come into your fold. If you want to grab your ankles or hook your big toes this time, that might feel nice. But do what feels good to you. Breathe, long deep breaths. Again, noticing where you feel it. Inhale, release your hands, extend your spine flat back, and then walk your hands around to the left. So you're coming back into your lunge, bending your left knee right on top of your ankle. Take your time here, and then inhale. Inhale, you're gonna come all the way up. High lunge. Again, it's just like warrior one, except you're on the ball of your back foot. You're really, really wobbly today. You can bring that back heel down. No big deal. Inhale here. Open up your heart. And then exhale. Hands come back down. Take your time. Right hand's gonna stay down. Left arm heels up towards the sky. Twist. Breathe. Notice how you're feeling. Notice the flow of your breath. And then on your exhale, left hand is going to come down. Right foot steps forward and fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, press into your feet. Come all the way up with your arms up overhead. Open up. Exhale, hands come to heart. And remembering your intention. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, fold forward. So you're just moving with your breath. Inhale, extend your spine, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands again, step back, plank pose, or kneeling plank. Exhale, lowers you down. Inhale into your cobra, or your upward facing dog. Open up your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog, or child's pose. Take a deep breath. Notice how you feel. And then on your next inhale, take your time. You're going to slowly step your right foot forward. We're going to come back into warrior one. So you're going to anchor down your back heel. Bring it all the way up. Warrior one. Take that right hip, slide it back. Left hip slides forward. Long deep breath here. And then exhale, open it up into warrior two. So arms are going to come out into a T. Front heel lines up with the arch of your back foot. Find your feet here. Breathe. Notice how you're feeling. Shoulders down away from your ears. And then on your next inhale, take your left hand back to your left leg. Reach your right arm up towards the sky. Proud warrior. Lengthen it out. Make some space. And then straighten your front leg. So right leg straightens. Now you're in a reverse triangle. And then exhale, we're going to come forward into triangle. So left hand comes down. Shin blocker floor. Right arm reaches up towards the sky. Breathe. And shine your heart forward. Lengthen out. Inhale, we're going to come all the way up, back up. Bend your front knee, come back into warrior two. Like it's no big deal. Straighten your front leg. Parallel your feet. And again, hands come to your hips. Inhale, heart opens up. Exhale, fold forward. Breathe. Hands come down. They can come to the floor if you want to hook your big toes, or if you want to bring them underneath your shoulders like chaturanga arms here. Let your head hang towards the floor. You can do that too. But do what feels good in your body. Again, notice where you feel it. Notice where your mind goes. Notice how you're feeling. See if you can be very, very nice to yourself. Remember, in this practice, it's just shapes. We're moving ourselves through shapes. And then on your next inhale, you're going to come about halfway up. Come to a flat back. Bring your hands to your hips and come all the way up. So you're going to turn your right foot out, hop your left foot in just a little bit, and then square off your hips, kind of like warrior one, except keep your front leg straight. We're moving towards pyramid pose. So right hip slides back, left hip slides forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And then exhale, hinge forward and fold. You can bring, again, your hands down. If they come to the floor, that's great. If not, to your shins, the blocks, they can hang, really. But keep that right hip sliding back, left hip sliding forward, and then lengthen your spine. See how long you can get here. And breathe. Don't forget to breathe. And then exhale, bend your right knee. Step your left foot forward. Come back into your fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale to fold. Inhale, press into your feet. Come all the way up. Reach your arms up overhead. Open it. Exhale, hands come to heart. Inhale, arms reach up. You're just moving with your breath. Exhale, dive forward, forward, fold. Don't rush it here. Inhale, extend your spine, flat back, lengthen. Exhale, fold, plant your hands, step back into your plank. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, cobra or upward facing dog. Open up your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog or child's pose. Let your head be heavy. Notice your breath. Notice your right side here. Notice your right side, notice your left side. And then on your next inhale, take your time. You're going to slowly step your left foot forward between your hands. Anchor down your back heel. We're going to come all the way up. Warrior one. So left knee is bending on top of your ankle. Left hip slides back. Right hip slides forward. Taking a deep breath here. And then maybe one more deep breath. Lots of breaths today. And then exhale, open it up into warrior two. So again, taking your time, find your feet. Bending your left knee right on top of your ankle. Keep your inner knee reaching forward towards the front of the mat. And keep breathing here. Shoulders away from your ears. Face is soft, eyes are soft. And then inhale, take your right hand back to your right leg, reach your left arm up towards the sky. So you're in proud warrior, take a deep breath here. And then straighten your front leg. So now you're in a reverse triangle, lengthening that left side. And then exhale, come forward into triangle pose. So left hand comes down, shin blocker floor. Right arm's gonna peel up towards the sky. Again, lengthening your spine. Making some space. Noticing how you feel. Again, notice where you feel it. And again, if you feel tension, if you feel tightness, send your breath there. And see if you can allow it to let go, even if it's just a little tiny bit. And then on your inhale, you're going to bend your left knee, come back into your warrior two. And then straighten your leg, parallel your feet. If you want to interlace your fingers behind your back this time, you can. And then inhale, you're going to open up your heart. Exhale, hinge forward and fold. Breathe. Long, deep breaths. Notice how you're feeling. Notice the flow of your breath. You can relax your jaw, relax your shoulders. Make sure your shoulders are not hugging in towards your ears. They're lengthening down your back. And on your next exhale, if you've got your hands, let them go. Inhale, come up halfway, flat back. Bring your hands onto your hips and come all the way up. Good. So you're going to turn your left foot towards the front of the mat, hop the right foot in just a little bit. So we're coming like we're going to go into warrior one, except with a shorter stride. You're going to keep your left leg straight. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And then exhale, hinge forward and fold. Pyramid pose. Again, hands can come down to the floor if they get there, to the blocks or to your shin. Doesn't matter. But what I want you to think about is lengthening your sternum, the center of your heart, away from your tailbone. So you're getting really, really long here. And breathing. Long, deep breaths. Noticing where you feel this one. I feel it in the back of my leg. Notice where you feel it. Long, deep breath. And remember, there's not a certain shape you're trying to achieve here. We're just moving towards the shape. See what happens. Try not to force it. Don't sacrifice your body to get into a shape. And then on your next exhale, you're going to bend your left knee, slowly step your right foot forward, come back into your fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into your feet, come all the way up, reach your arms up overhead, open up. Exhale, hands come to heart. And take a deep inhale here. And a deep exhale. And on your inhale, you're going to, a little different this time, shift your weight into your right foot. Left foot's going to pop up. We're going to find tree pose. So either to the ankle, the calf, if you want to bring it all the way up onto your thigh, you can. But again, don't put it right on top of your knee because you don't want to sacrifice your knee ever. Notice that right hip, pull it in towards the center. Hands can stay at your heart. They can reach up. Or if you want to do something different today, I'm going to turn toward you. If you want to do something a little different today, you can bring your left hand down to your left leg. Palm faces up. Right arm reaches. And then maybe side bend a little bit. Give yourself some space. This may knock you over. It's okay. Makes you a better person. Breathe. Keep hugging that right hip in towards the center line so you're not really jutting it out. Your length is really coming from the side of the rib cage, the right side of the rib cage. Breathe. And then inhale. If you're in the side bend, you're going to come all the way back up. Bring your hands to your heart. Like it's no big deal. Bring your knee back to center and lower your leg. Good. Inhale, reach your arms up overhead. We'll do the second side in a minute. Exhale, dive forward, forward, fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. On your inhale, step your left foot back. Good. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, bring your back knee to the floor. And from here, you're going to straighten your front leg. Right, left hip's going to stack on top of your left knee. Again, lengthen your spine. So this is like our pyramid pose that we just did, except you're on your knee now. So you're gonna feel it maybe a little bit differently. If it feels okay, flex that right foot so you're pulling your toes back towards you. If that is excruciating in your calf, don't do it. Be nice to yourself here. Shoulders away from your ears. Notice how you're feeling. And then exhale. You're going to bend your front knee, come back into your lunge. Inhale, arms reach up. If that feels okay. You can keep them low if you're feeling really wobbly today. Heart opens up. Exhale, hands come to heart. Let's twist to the right. So left elbow to the inside or all the way to the outside of that right thigh. Take your right shoulder, roll it back, open up your heart. Breathe. If you want to tuck your back toes under and lift your back knee up today, you can. If that feels really wobbly for you, you can keep that knee down. Do what feels good. Long, deep breaths here. And then exhale, release your hands down to the floor. Tuck your back toes under. Hop your back foot in just a little bit. We're coming back into pyramid pose. You're going to straighten your right leg. Find your feet. Make sure they're in the perfect spot. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, fold. Couple of breaths. And then inhale. We're going to come about halfway up. Bring your hands onto your hips and come all the way up. Take that right hip, slide it back. Left hip slides forward. And then take your left arm up towards the sky. So get really long here. Really square out your hips. Get really long. Feel the length. And then exhale. You're going to bring your left hand down to the floor, to the inside. Or if you're feeling like you want to, you can bring it to the outside of your right foot. Again, lengthen your spine here. Get really long. Remember, blocks are really nice for this one if you want them. And then start to twist to the right. So revolving your ribcage. Don't let your hips come with you. Keep sliding that right hip back. And then maybe take your right arm up towards the sky. Revolve, triangle. Notice how this pose makes you feel. I used to hate this pose. I kind of love it now. so notice how it makes you feel though. And notice where you feel it. And then exhale. You're going to slowly release. Let that go. Bend your front knee. Plant your hands. Let's step it back. Come back into your plank or your kneeling plank. Exhale. Lower it down. Inhale into your cobra or your upward facing dog. Exhale. Press it back into child's pose. Take your hips back towards your heels. Just for a moment here. Lengthen your spine. And then keep your hips where they are. Just walk both of your hands and your upper body over to the left. Reach your right arm a little bit longer. You're really getting into your side body. Send that right hip back. Make some space. And then let's go the other way. Come up. Walk your hands over to the right. Send your left hip back. Make some space. So you're reaching your left hand just a little bit further away. You're really making some space on the left side of your rib cage. You might feel it in the back of the left arm, maybe the shoulder. Again, notice where you feel it and breathe into it. And then inhale, come back to center. You can stay in your child's pose if you want to move into your downward facing dog. Go for it. Take a breath. And then on your next inhale, you're going to look forward at your hands. You can bend your knees and hop. You can tippy toe. You can two-step your way there. Come all the way up to meet your hands with your feet. Bring your feet up to your hands. Inhale, lengthen your spine once you get there. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into your feet. Come all the way up. Reach your arms up overhead. Open up. Feel that new space in your side body. Exhale, hands from the heart. So again, feel your right side. Feel your left side. Find that center point. And then we're going to tree pose on the left foot. So you're going to keep your left foot down. Right foot's gonna prop up. Again, ankle, calf. If you wanna bring your right foot all the way up onto your thigh, you can. Hug that left hip in towards your center line. Hands can stay at your heart, they can reach up. Or again, if you wanna play around with a side bend, you bring your right hand down to your right thigh. Get really, really long in that left side, and just start to think about side bending to the right. Again, don't let that hip come with you. Keep hugging your hip in towards the center. That's gonna help keep you upright. And just think about opening up to the left side of the rib cage. Lengthening your tailbone down towards the floor. If you fall over, just smile. We all do. This is part of being human. We all fall sometimes. And inhale, come back to center if you're side bending. Reach your arm up. And then everybody, bring your knee back to center. Bring your hands back to heart. And lower your leg. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, dive forward, forward, fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold again. Plant your hands, step your right foot back this time, and bring your right knee to the floor. Good. This time you're going to straighten your left leg. So, Ardha Hanuman, half monkey pose. And you're going to really lengthen your spine here. Think about you're scissoring your legs towards each other, so your knee is like it's moving towards your heel, and your heel is moving towards your knee, but they're not actually moving. Lengthen your spine here. And if it feels okay, you're going to take your left toes back towards you, really flexing that left foot. Again, if that's excruciating, don't do it. Long, deep breaths. Noticing where you feel it. Noticing if it is tension that you're feeling, noticing what that tension is. Try not to judge it or anything that comes up, really. Don't try not to judge it. We're just noticing and seeing if we can allow ourselves to soften a little bit. And then exhale, you're going to bend your left knee. Come back into your lunge. Inhale, keep your hands lower. If you want to bring them up, bring them up. Open up here, take a breath. And exhale, hands come to heart. We're going to twist to the left. So right elbow to the inside. You can bring it all the way to the outside of that left thigh. Really think about opening up your heart here. So you don't want to go so far that you start to collapse in the upper back. You really want to open up. Take a breath. If you want to tuck your back toes under and extend your back knee off the floor, remember you can always do that. It's always there for you. Or keep it down if you're feeling wobbly. Take one more long deep breath. And then exhale, release your hands down to the floor. Gonna tuck your back toes under, extend that back knee, and then hop your back foot in just a little bit. Anchor down your back heel, so you want heel to heel or maybe even wider apart alignment, and then lengthen your spine and fold over your left leg. Notice where you feel it. And then on your next inhale, come about halfway up. Bring your hands onto your hips and come all the way up. Again, you're going to square off your hips. So left hip slides back, right hip slides forward. Lengthen your spine here, belly towards your spine. And then inhale, reach your right arm up towards the sky. Lengthen out here. And then exhale, you're going to slowly hinge forward. Keep that left hip sliding back as you do. Right hand's going to come down to the block or to the floor. You can either bring it to the inside or you can step it to the outside of that left foot. And then again, lengthen your spine. Start to revolve your spine to the, or revolve your chest and your spine, everything. So you're twisting to the left. Left hand can stay at your hip or it can open up. To make sure your hips don't come with you, keep sliding that left hip back as you lengthen your spine here and make lots and lots of space. Breathe. Notice how this pose makes you feel. This is revolved triangle. Breathe. Notice where you feel it. It's a big pose. So try not to grind your teeth here. See if you can soften. even if it's just a little tiny bit. And then exhale, left hand comes down. Bend your left knee, step it back, come back into your plank. Exhale is going to lower you down. You can skip this part at any point too. If it feels like too much, just go ahead and skip it. Inhale into your cobra. And then exhale, let's press it back one more time into child's pose. Hips come back towards your heels, drop your head. And then again, when you inhale, walk your hands over to the right this time. Walk both hands over to the right. Keep your hips lengthening back. As you reach your left hand a little bit further away from you, take a deep breath here. And then inhale, come back to center. Exhale, go to the left. Lengthen your hips back away from you as you reach your right hand way forward. Feel that opening in your right side. Notice where you feel it. And then inhale, come back to center. Then from here, come up on the hands and knees. Hands come underneath your shoulders, knees come underneath your hips. And then walk your hands forward and allow your heart to melt down towards the floor. So hips are going to stay stacked on top of your knees. Heart melts down towards the floor here. Breathe. Tuck your tailbone just slightly so you still have that low belly support and you're feeling the opening in your upper back and shoulders. And then inhale, walk your hands back in towards you. And then exhale, press it back. Child's pose or downward facing dog. Okay, so we're going to do one more. We're just going to kind of wrap it all together here. And then we'll go down to some seated poses. So one more standing. On your next inhale, you're going to look forward at your hands. Slowly step, walk, hop, anything you want to do. Get your feet all the way up to meet your hands. Come back into your fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into your feet. Come all the way up. Reach your arms up overhead. Open up. Exhale, hands come to heart. So again, feeling your right side, feeling your left side. Inhale, arms reach up. Remember that intention. Exhale, dive forward, forward, fold. Moving with your breath. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step your left foot back. Bring your left knee to the floor. Good. From here, you're going to straighten your right leg, stack your left hip on top of your left hip on top of your left knee. And then again, you can stay. If you want to wiggle a little bit further into this now, you can. We've done a lot of hamstring. So if you're someone who likes to wiggle a little bit further into it, go for it. If your legs are screaming at you, don't do it. But if you're going for it, you wiggle your front foot forward just a little bit and then tuck your back toes and hop your back knee back. And then it's just like this back and forth motion. So it's like wiggle, 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 hop it back, wiggle, 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 hop it back until your body's like, okay, that's enough. And then just take a couple breaths here. So we're just going for this stretch. If you feel it, you have done enough. Breathe. And then exhale. The hardest part of this pose is getting out of it. So exhale, slowly make your way back into your lunge. So right knee is going to stack on top of right ankle. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, hands come to heart. Let's twist to the right. So left elbow to the inside or all the way to the outside of that right thigh. Take that right shoulder, roll it back, open up your heart. If you want to tuck your back toes under and extend that back knee, go for it. Breathe. Long deep breaths. Exhale, release your hands down to the floor. Straighten your front leg. Hop your back foot in just a little bit. Inhale, lengthen your spine. On your exhale, you're going to keep your left hand down either to the inside or to the outside of your right foot. We're not going to hold this as long. You're just going to slowly peel your right arm up towards the sky. Enjoy the twist for a breath. Deep inhale. Deep exhale. Deep inhale. And then exhale, release your right hand down. Good. Bend your right knee just slightly. Last thing we're going to do here, you're going to walk your hands forward of your right foot. Shift your weight into your right foot. Left foot's going to fly back behind you. Take a breath. All right, so I'm going to give you the option here. Choose the option that feels best for you. You can stay. This might be enough. Or if just for 1 or 2 breaths, you're going to keep your left fingertips on the floor. Take that right hip, slide it back, and start to peel your right arm up. So then a little more advanced. This is a revolved half move. So give yourself a breath here. If you don't want to revolve today, you don't have to. Listen to your body. Inhale. And then exhale, right hand comes down. Bend your right knee. Slowly step it all the way back. We're going to land it back in the lunge. Take your time here. Step it back into your plank. And either skip this part and go right back into your child's pose or lower down. Exhale. Inhale into your cobra or your upward facing dog. Exhaling back. Child's pose or downward facing dog. Choose the one that feels best. Again, feel your right side, feel your left side. So these are big poses that we're doing. This is a string of really big poses, but they're here to create space. So once you feel it, notice it. Try not to judge it, and try not to push yourself past that point. I don't know if that makes sense, but that makes sense. Go with it. Okay, so on your next inhale, look forward at your hand. Bend your knees, step up or float. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, lift it. Inhale, press into your feet. Come all the way up. Put your arms up overhead. Open up. Exhale, hands come to heart. Again, planting that intention into your heart as we do one more string of poses. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale, dive forward, forward fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, fold. Plant your hands, step your right foot back. Bring your right knee to the floor. Straighten your left leg. Again, assess the situation. One side's going to feel way different than the other. So do what you need to do here. You can stay. You can start to wiggle, 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 wiggle that foot forward. Tuck your back toes under. Hop your back knee back. And then it's just that back and forth motion. And you will know when your body is like, okay, that's enough. It has a really nice way of telling you. So once it starts to talk to you, you pause and breathe and notice what it has to say. Don't wait till it's screaming. Allow it some time to open. Opening takes time. Noticing takes time. Healing takes time. Breathe. And then when you're ready, again, the hardest part of the pose is getting out. So when you're ready, we're going to come back into that lunge. So left knee is going to bend right on top of your ankle. And then inhale, come up, low lunge. Tailbone comes down, low belly lifts. Exhale, hands come to heart. We're going to twist. So right elbow either comes to the inside or all the way to the outside of that left thigh. Open up your heart here. If you want to tuck your toes and extend your knee, go for it. If that doesn't feel like a good idea, don't do it today. If you feel like you're falling all over the place today, it's okay. It builds character. It makes you a better person. So if you feel really wobbly, just breathe into it. Try to be really nice to yourself. And then on your exhale, slowly release your hands down to the floor. You're going to slowly hop your back foot in, straighten your left leg, square up your hips here, lengthen your spine. And then you're going to keep your right hand down either to the inside, to the block, or to the outside of the left foot. Keep that left hip peeling back and open your left arm up towards the sky. Lengthen it out. Notice where you feel it. Take a deep inhale and a deep exhale. One more deep inhale. And then exhale, left hand comes down. Little bend in that left knee. Last thing we're going to do here, you're going to slowly walk your hands forward. Shift your weight into your left foot. Right leg is going to slide back. So we're in this supported version of Warrior 3. You can stay. This might be plenty. Or if you want to keep your right fingertips down on the floor, left hip slides back. Start to revolve your chest to the left. And maybe open your left arm up towards the sky into a revolved half moon. Take a deep inhale. and a deep exhale. One more deep inhale. And then exhale, left hand comes down. Take your time. You're going to slowly bend your left knee. Step it all the way back. Plant your hands. One more time. Plank. Exhale, lower down. Or skip it. Inhale into your cobra or your upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog or child's pose. Now, if that string of poses brought up some feelings, it's normal. Twists do that. So just notice how you're feeling. And remember your intention. Sending some love to someone, to yourself, to a group of people that need it today. And then inhale, slowly come all the way up. Let's make our way all the way back onto our backs. So we're going to back bend. Yeah, we're going to back bend a couple times. So you're going to bend your knees, bring your feet to the floor. We're going to do 3 rounds of bridge. If you have different back bends that you like to do, go for it. Just, be safe. Do what you need to do. Bend your knees, bring your feet to the floor. Arms come down by your sides. And then when you're ready, you're going to press into your feet, lift your hips, come up into your bridge. If it feels okay, walk your shoulders underneath you a little bit so you feel your shoulder blades coming together and down your back. Not so much that they feel like they're being pushed or forced, but just so much that you feel a nice opening in your upper back and chest. Take a deep breath here. Feel your inner thighs lifting up towards the sky. Feel the space in your neck. And then exhale, release and lower down. Give yourself just a moment here. Let your hips settle. Let your face soften. And then let's do it again. So when you're ready, press into your feet, lift your hips, come back into your bridge. If you like to interlace your fingers behind your back, or if you like to grab the edges of your sticky mat, you can do that. If you like to let your hands just hang, you can do that too. Inner thighs lift, heart opens up, neck is long. See if you can soften your face. Notice how this pose makes you feel. There's no good, bad, right, or wrong. We're just noticing here. Exhale, release and lower down. Hips settle, face is soft. One more time. Last one. When you're ready, any variations you want to do, go for it. When you feel ready, press into your feet, lift your hips, come up into your bridge. Open up your heart. Take some deep breaths here. Take one more long deep breath. And then on your exhale, release and lower down. Wiggle your feet so they're about mat width apart and let your knees knock in towards each other, releasing the lower back. Bring one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart. Feel the flow of your breath. Notice how you're feeling. And then take your time. When you feel ready, you're going to slowly bring your knees up into your chest. Take your arms out into a T and drop your knees over to the right, coming into your twist. Left shoulder is going to melt down. Take a couple of breaths here. Make some space. And then on your inhale, slowly bring your knees back to center. And exhale, drop your knees over to the left, coming into your twist on the other side. Right shoulder melts down. Couple of breaths. Notice how it feels. Just notice. Inhale. Take your time, release your knees, come back to center. And then from here, we'll all the way up to seated. Again, take your time. If you like to sit on a blanket or anything else, grab that. We're going to come into Baddha Konasana, bound ankle pose. So you're going to bring the soles of your feet together, knees out wide, sit up really super tall, lengthen your spine, and then exhale, hinge forward and fold. Notice your breath. Notice how you're feeling. Remember your intention. Now your next inhale, come all the way back up. Use your hands, bring your knees back together, and then make your way back onto your back. From here, you're going to take your feet straight up towards the ceiling, flex your feet, give yourself just a moment here. You can point and flex or do ankle circles if you want to here. This doesn't have to be overly structured. You're just inverting a little bit. If you have a shoulder stand practice or anything else, if you like to do legs at the wall, you got the wall space for it, go for it. Just giving yourself a little bit of time in inversion. And if it feels good, you can stay like this, or if you want to take your legs out wide, it will be, or if you're in any other variations, you don't have to do this either, but it feels good. Give yourself 1 or 2 more breaths. If you're in something really good, if your legs up the wall or if you're in shoulder stand, you want to stay a little bit longer, go for it. Do what feels good. And then when you feel ready, if you're ready, we're going to slowly move it into our final relaxation, into our Shavasana. If you feel like you need anything else from your practice, as always, take the time, do what you need to do so that you feel complete at the end. But give yourself some time. If you're doing something else, make sure to give yourself just a couple minutes. Quiet, peace, to allow yourself some time to absorb everything that you've done. Noticing how your body feels. And then allowing yourself just a couple quiet minutes to let go. Letting go of anything you feel like you may be holding on to, so that you can just be. Just be. Just be. And then staying here for as long as you have, or as long as you would like. Here, set on the 1 hour mark, you're right there. So when you feel ready, you're going to slowly start to wiggle your fingers and your toes. And taking your time, bring your knees up into your chest. Roll all the way over onto your right or left side. Give yourself a moment there. And then again, when you feel ready, take your time. You're going to slowly come all the way up to seated. Finding your comfortable seat. Bringing your hands to your heart. Remembering your intention. Knowing that our yoga practice doesn't allow us to look away from our own feelings, our own inclinations, our own sufferings. So it also doesn't allow us to avoid or look away from the sufferings going on in the world. Our yoga practice doesn't end when we leave our mats. It just begins. And we do this practice so we can go out into the world, we can be present, and we can hold space for ourselves and for those that need it. Because until we are all free, none of us can be free. Until we are all free from suffering, none of us can be free from suffering. So letting our light shine and letting our love shine for all of those that need it. And sending love out to anyone who needs it today. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste. Thank you all so much for joining me. And I will be back on Wednesday. And I hope you have a wonderful Monday evening. Thank you. Any questions, comments, concerns, let me know.